In this fast-paced, often curated world, how do we embrace who we truly are and connect deeply with others? Today's video will be educational, interactive, and maybe little transformational. We will explore the power of authenticity, the courage it takes us to be vulnerable, and how these elements can help us overcome challenges, foster self-acceptance, and build stronger connections. So, grab a notebook, open a note app, or maybe you are a fast catcher because today this is going to be hands-on. So let's start with some definition, guys. Authenticity is being true to yourself, your values, and your beliefs, no matter who is watching. Vulnerability on this other side is allowing yourself to be seen fully. I mean, your imperfections and everything that you feel is not good about you, just allowing yourself be in front of others. So now let me ask you all a question. When was the last time you felt vulnerable? Like, it could be anything. It could be maybe you own up to your mistakes. It could be maybe you stood up for your own beliefs. It could be anything, but you felt vulnerable in the process. Okay, hold on to that thought and we will come back to that shortly. So here is the truth. Many of us struggle with vulnerability, including myself, because of fear. Yes. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being weak, fear of the unseen, and even fear of the untold, fear of the unfilled. Fear. Social media hasn't made it easy as well, because with its filter and highlight reels, it's easy to believe that we must present ourselves as the best version of ourselves in public. But let's think about this. Who do you connect more? Is it a polished personnel, or someone who is really real about their struggle and they start from scratch and they made it to that perfect version? Tell me, guys, in the comment section, who do you connect more with? Here's a study. Researcher Brenda Brown, one of the most leading voice of vulnerability, has found that vulnerability is the birth of creativity, joy, and belonging. She has found out that vulnerability is not weakness. It's a strength, but how do we lean to it? If you have watched this video to this extent, guys, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like this video, go to the comment section, comment your opinions, your ideas, and any other video ideas that you would like me to bring for you guys. And do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe now. Subscribe now. Anyways, okay, let's get practical, guys. I would love you to take 2 minutes and write down a challenge that you have faced recently. It doesn't have to be huge or a life-changing challenge. It can be something but very meaningful to you. Now, think about it. What did you learn from that experience? What did it teach you? Did it teach you about yourself, about some other person or some other people? Or did it teach you about life in general? If you feel comfortable, share your story in the chat or someone next to you. Remember, vulnerability is getting out of your comfort zone, guys. Feel the fear, but do it anyways. Even sharing some small challenges can open the door for deeper connections without you knowing, guys. Thank you so much for sharing if you have shared. Often, these stories help us to know that we are not alone in situations that we are. Sometimes, when we think about it this way, we feel like stories like this are going to take people away from us, but instead, stories like this draw people closer to us because people connect and they relate. So, let's go to gear number 2 and talk about self-acceptance. Do you know that authenticity is interrelated or deeply connected with accepting yourself and accepting who you are? If you don't know, I'm telling you, but I have to ask this question again. Did you also know that self-acceptance is linked with better mental health, more self-esteem, and even greater life satisfaction? I bet you don't. Start accepting yourself today. Here is a quick brain fact, guys, that I know and I want to keep to myself. I'll share with you guys. When we practice self-compassionate, our brain releases oxytocin, which is the feel-good hormone. I needed to share this with you. So the first thing that will help you to be more compassionate towards yourself is by accepting your inner critic, guys. You know, we all have our negative thoughts, our inner critics, our limiting beliefs, our insecurities, and all of that. But guess what? we don't have to condemn these, because trust me, when we condemn them, they come more because they are very stubborn. What we do is we acknowledge and release them. You know, by giving them names and by making mockery of them, I don't know whether that makes sense to you, but they automatically and gradually disappear. Let's say I have my inner voice that's always telling me I can't do this because it's not enough, because it's not good, because I would name it my let me see which name to give it. I will name it my perfectionist voice. Okay, that's my perfectionist voice, and I'll just let it be there. So because I'm giving it that name, I'm acknowledging it, I'm not ignoring it. Only that is something that is going to help you to be more compassionate towards yourself, accepting your weaknesses, accepting those limiting beliefs. That is the power. That is your power as a human being. That is your power of control. The second thing to do is to celebrate your small wins, guys. Every step counts, no matter how small. Yes, I'm celebrating this video because I've not made a video for almost a year and for almost a month, guys, and trust me, it feels like a year. You know why? Because I love doing this. I'm attached to doing this, but because I've been very busy with other life circumstances, I couldn't. But I brought myself around to do it today. Yes, so I am celebrating this win with you guys. So celebrate every little milestone, every little, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like your life is worth living. The third but not the final thing, guys, is to be grateful. Having gratitude or giving gratitude, depending on how you want to do it, is something that I've always preached on every page on an individual level. I preach that as an individual, as a human being, we should be grateful for the little we have. No matter how little, no matter how you think you lack, you still have more than someone else. If you are walking, you are alive, you are eating, you have a roof over your head, you are able to do the basic things of life, you have to be grateful to have more, because trust me, if you're not grateful, you'll be stopped. If you're aiming to the millions and the billions, you have to be grateful for the little things that you have first, guys, before you get to that big one. So gratitude is something that I've always preached, and it's one thing that's going to help you to be more compassionate with yourself. Because if you wake up and have a target and you were not able to reach to this target, you're not able to achieve this goal, but you remember the fact that you woke up, you remember the fact that you were able to do at least one thing, even if it's just breathing, even if it's just walking, you will be grateful and you will know that life is worth living and it's worth pushing more. With constant and consistent gratitude, you never give up in life. You keep on going. You take a break as an individual or as a human being, but you still go. You still move on, because you know what? Nobody, nothing absolutely can stop you, because you are in control of your life. Like I said, this is not just going to be educational, but it's going to be interactive. So write down one thing that you are proud of, one thing that you are grateful for, one thing that you know means a lot to your life. Write it down on the comment, guys. Let's share, let's know the different perspective and then different things we have as individuals. Reflect on how these things make you unique and be grateful for them on a daily. Now that we have practiced self-acceptance, let's talk about connection. Do you know that authenticity and vulnerability doesn't just value you, or it doesn't just add to your life? No, it also increases your level of connection with others, because people get to connect more with you if you are authentic and you allow yourself to be vulnerable. So let me share a few ways to deepen your connection with friends, families, and individuals in general. Ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions help broaden conversation between you and people. It helps you get to know people more. Instead of asking a friend, a family member, or a group of people that you know, how did your day go? How was your day? Ask, what is the best part of your week? So they will be excited to tell you what the best part. So that brings the oxytocin hormone, the feel-good hormone, that will automatically make the person feel good to talk about the amazing things that happen. Along the line, the negative things and the shortcomings will come, but because it has been engineered by the positive, so it gives the person the zeal, the energy to be able to connect more with you and open up more to you. Yes. So ask open-ended questions to increase your connection. That's the first one. The second one is share your feelings with your people. That's where the vulnerability comes in. Sometimes, especially as women, we like saying I'm fine, especially when your men ask, your best friends, your mothers, oh, I'm alright. So instead of saying I'm alright, especially if you're not perfectly alright, Just say that I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, but I'll go through it, or I am trying to work through it. So this helps the next person to connect more and understand that maybe because you're a talkative like me, yeah, I love talking anyways, maybe you're a talkative like me and you are so quiet for a while, so people are concerned about what is happening. But if you say I'm just fine, you switch them off and send them away. But they understand that and they give you the space, and also they will connect and relate, because as individuals they will also feel overwhelmed sometimes. So there we go. The number 3 part is, which I was very horrible at, but I have worked on myself so much that now I can listen to a whole story even when I feel it's not interesting, or even when I feel like I need to judge the person. No. So that is the third part. The third, number 3, is we should try to listen to people open-mindedly with no judgmental mentality or mindset. I don't have to listen to you explaining your circumstances and I'm already judging you in my mind. I wouldn't listen open-heartedly. So we should be able to listen open-heartedly and open-mindedly, put ourselves in the people's shoes that we're listening, and even if we can't feel the situation, just listen. Yeah, it increases your connection with people, and you don't have to bring your own explanation or your own story that is going to make the person feel horrible or feel bad or even feel good, especially when they're in a situation of wanting to express themselves. Just listen. Trust me, listening will increase a lot of things when it comes to your connection with individuals and people in general. Think of one person that you would like to connect with more. For me, it might be my dad. Yeah, I want to connect more with my dad, and write down the authentic thing that you would want to share with that person, and feel it deeply, and don't forget to make a plan to follow through. If we plan something or we think about something, we plan to follow through because we have to make it happen. We got to make it happen. Anyway, that's my dad. So this week, I'm going to make sure that I share something very authentic with my dad, just to connect with him more. So I cannot talk about authenticity and vulnerability without talking about visualization and affirmation. So let's end with this activity of visualization. If you're watching, just try to close your eyes. Imagine your future self walking in every room, being the best version of yourself, the best authentic version of yourself, guys. And see how it feels. It feels good for me seeing me going into boardrooms, going into office spaces, going into meetings, going into big spaces and being myself, not hiding my authentic self, being who I am, the loud version of me. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. But yeah, practice that and tell me how you feel in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and if you have watched this video to the extent, do not forget to like, share, comment, and click on that bell notification, because trust me, I will be more and more and more consistent with you guys, and I'm sure I'm gonna get you mind-blowing videos anytime I come here. Love you all and see you in my next video. Bye.